This time on PFDAuto, I'm finally going to show you what engine I went with. We're going to unwrap it, take a look, see how it is. Actually, I haven't checked it out since I got it. So let's unwrap it, see what we got. All right, it's time to unveil. If you guessed K24 A2, then you win nothing. But I think I win. This with that, 5-speed, that tiny little Mercedes, should be real fun to drive. Looks pretty good. It's a little corroded. I did get a couple of new things, so I don't think we have to worry about that too much. Gonna have to replace this. Thinking about going with the TF Works header system. Not 100% sure yet. It's for the E30. It's a real similar style car. Might work, might not. Have to get some measurements, see how that goes. Also gonna have to replace the intake because it's set up to be transverse and it's going to be a rear-wheel drive car. So let's just take a little look at what we've got here and we'll start tearing it apart. So as you can see, it comes with all the accessories, everything. I just bought this off of eBay. Didn't cost too much, but it is JDM design. So I've got a different tensioner pulley. I've got a different alternator and the water pump housing. I haven't gone after the oil pump housing yet because I'm not quite sure which pan I'm going to use. Again, been considering the TF Works, and it comes with a billet water pump or oil pump. So won't need to buy the K20 if I go with that option. Like I said, though, I'm definitely have to get rid of this air intake and the exhaust. So intake manifold, exhaust manifold, both have to go. This looks to be in super nice condition though. And it came with a starter. That's awesome. Guess I'll have to return the one that's supposed to be here tomorrow. Guess I'll test it first, make sure I don't need the one I just bought. Obviously, getting rid of this car's going to be a manual. Showed you in a previous episode the flywheel and clutch that I got. I'm going to try to reuse AC and things like that. Not sure what this is. I'm betting this is heater core, and that looks a little bashed. Might have to replace that. But all in all, sans this little corrosion, it has been sitting in my backyard because I don't have a garage or a place to put this thing. I actually just drug it back here the day they left it on my driveway, and it's been sitting here under that tarp ever since. Well, nothing to do now but dig into it, see what we got, figure out how we're going to mount it on the cherry picker so we can get it stuffed in that engine bag, start building some mounts. As you can see, this isn't the most ideal place to be doing this, but I don't have any other place, so this is what it is. We're just going to start taking stuff off of here so we can figure out what we need to do to get it mounted, get it in the car. We'll be keeping all these bolts and things. Like I said, I'm going to pull this off. Probably clean it up, paint it. Do have some plastic wrap. I'll wrap it all back up real nice and throw the tarp back over it before we finish tonight. I'm not going to worry too much about the corrosion. Like I said, a lot of this stuff's going to get replaced, removed. So let's get started. All right, got coil packs. They are all zip tied to each other, which is interesting. Not quite sure why that would be. I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. And like I said, we are going to pull all of this stuff. This wire harness comes down over to this side. Looks like it's just got a couple of plugs. Not really going to be using any of this. So if you're in the market, let me know. milkshake. That's good. Hopefully no oil either. There's like some residue on there. That's fine. Get these coil packs out. What else do we have to get off to get the valve cover off? I think we can leave the spark plugs in there for now. I'm not sure. Never really worked on a Honda before. Little things here and there. Seems like all these brackets and stuff need to come off. Let's start with that. Really not quite sure what that's for. I'm gonna keep everything till I know exactly what I need and what I don't. Pull this just because it's in the way. That would be power steering, I'm guessing. Gonna have to figure out an interesting way to connect this power steering pump up. At least it's on the right side of the car. Don't know if it'll work with the steering box. I have to look up pressures and things. Hopefully, we can get this to work. Well, this thing looks like it doesn't have a valve cover gasket in it. I think it's covered in Honda Bond or whatever that stuff is. Well, that's not pretty or fun. Wonder if I have to pop these washers off first too. That makes sense. Did get a whole new engine seal kit for this also. It looks like those little seals right there actually keep oil from spilling all over the place. Surprised they're not covered in whatever sealant the valve cover's got all over it. Oh, well, that's not as nice as I was hoping for a 50,000 mile motor. So this is what we got. It does not look spectacular. If this mile has 50,000, this motor has 50,000 miles on it. I'm not sure it ever got an oil change. We'll have to clean it up the best we can do. I don't have money for another one. All right. Oh yeah, that's fantastic. That's what you always want to see in a motor. Well, I had no intention of pulling this apart, but now I think I'm going to have to. Do have an ARP head stud kit, which I'd like to install anyways. Got a new gasket, but this thing might just be trash. Yeah. I don't know if I can clean this up or not. I'm not even sure if any of this stuff's any good anymore. These oil galleys are just plugged solid with crap. I mean, look at this. I am not impressed. Just full of shit. All of it. That appears to be some sort of seal. Oh no, that looks like it's supposed to be there. This whole thing is just full of sludge. Timing chain looks okay. But yeah, this thing must have never got an oil change in its life. How do you have this at 50,000 miles? I've had cars with 100,000 miles. Didn't have this much buildup on them. It's a lot of extra work. It's just turned into a lot bigger project. Well, I've decided I'm just not even going to mess with this. I'm going to contact the seller and see what he can do for me. The galleys are full of oil, sludge. I'm pretty sure this thing's been starved for oil. It looks like the cams are all scored, and take a closer look at that. And just the amount of funk everywhere. It's just full of nastiness. If this motor has 50,000 miles on it, I'd be surprised. And if it does, it literally never got service. So, yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're going to end this part off. And then I'll let you know what happens.